Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And the reason I named it what I named it is because this is the largest platform I have, ultimately. So anytime I want to make some sort of announcement, at least for the next week or 2 weeks or whatever, or for the rest of my life, hashtag married to Lucy, I want to announce it here because this is just where I have the largest following. So first things first, I'm playing in a chess tournament again. It starts in 10 hours. It's the January GM Norm Round Robin, so you guys are going to have those recaps to look forward to. I'm going to try to scale back how quickly I do them because I do tend to get tired. I might have a little bit of a larger gap, but that's announcement number one, 40 seconds into the video. Number two, Tata Steel with players like Magnus Carlsen, Fabiano Caruana, Anish Giri starts on the 15th. That's going to overlap with my tournament for several days. And while I do respect those players tremendously, I can't make recaps of their games while I am playing my own games. It's just impossible. So for the first 3 days of Tata Steel, there will be no recaps of Tata Steel. I hope you can forgive me. Hope that doesn't mean you're going to boycott, anarchy, all the stuff. But on the 18th of January, we will be back, and I will kind of catch you up to Tata Steel. I'm going to put links to my tournament and Tata Steel in the description. For the rest of this video, I'm going to talk about my preparation for my upcoming tournament, and I'm also, at the end, going to share with you a game from Why I Quit Chess a couple of years ago, and that person I'm actually playing them in the very first round of this tournament. So yeah, have a little bit of patience. I mean, obviously you can jump around. I'm gonna just take you through my prep, and then I'm going to show you the game at the end, which made me quit. And I'm actually thinking I might make a full video about why I quit chess. Anyway, first round opponent. By the way, I am the lowest rated player in the section. It's 10 players. I am the lowest rated by far. My first round opponent is 16 years old, Balaji Daghupati, and he's the one who made me retire. Like I said, you can go jump ahead to that game if you'd like. Balaji is an E4 guy. Like, he does not play anything else. Now, what do I play against E4? Caro-Kann. So I think we can expect the first two moves of this game, unless I'm feeling, a little spicy, hit him with a little bit of that Magnus Lee chess Bong Cloud action. Yeah, no, it's going to be E4, and yeah, I mean, I don't know any other openings. So E4, C6 is very likely. Balaji, it's actually funny. Of all the openings, and he knows this, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus or anything. For some reason, his openings are very good, but against the Caro-Kann, it's like his kryptonite. It was always like a joke. He was always playing different lines. But I think now it seems like he's going to play something like professional, the advanced Caro. But we'll see. We'll see. I have no idea. I might sit down at the board and dude plays this, and I'm like, okay. All right. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, right? And he's 24-67, and the crazy thing is he actually just got a GM Norm. He just won a tournament in Seattle with 7 out of 9, where he just absolutely slapped the field. So he's playing very well. He's highest rating ever. In the second round, I'm playing another guy. I'm with the white pieces in this game. I'm playing a 14-year-old. So my section is 5 teenagers between the ages of 14 and 17 who are all very good. This is Eric Lee. I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard of Eric Lee in my life. I've heard of Balaji, I've played him 100 times online. I don't know who the hell Eric Lee is. He's just 2402, he's 14 years old, 13, 14, he's 2400. I'm like, all right, we gotta play. And yeah, he's very unpredictable. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go D4, or not. I don't know, maybe I'll go C4. But he has some games, he plays Knight F6, E6, but he actually just played in the same tournament as Balaji. I was doing all this research, and he played a lot of different stuff there. He even played a game in the Benoni. I was like, why did he play the Benoni? He doesn't play the Benoni. But okay, I mean, it seems like he's going to play Knight F6, E6. Maybe he'll surprise me with something else. He also had a couple of games where he played into the Queen's Gambit decline, so it's most likely going to be some sort of E6, D5. By the way, I should have mentioned this in the intro, all the games will be broadcasted. So for this game, there's not a humongous amount to prepare. I just have to go play my opening and win a game. And I have to rely on the fact that he's a little bit inflated rating. Sometimes the younger players, they just get the 2400, and you're like, ooh, I can take a little bit of that because they haven't grown into it just yet. But I don't know. He might be a future grandmaster. Like I said, I don't know who this is. This is a complete mystery to me. My third opponent, who I'm playing with the black pieces, is from Moldova. His name, I'm not gonna lie to you. On Twitch, I've been saying his name the way the funny way to say it. I do think it's Skitko, but Ivan, you made this very difficult for me because yeah, I'm just gonna call you Ivan. for obvious reasons. He, according to the database, all I could figure out, like I looked at his online games, he plays d4, c4, knight f3, and e4 online. I mean, like, what do you do against the guy who plays all 4 moves that are the most popular? I don't know. He might go for e4, anticipating a Caro-Kann. Wouldn't be the first time that people have done that against me. But there is one opening in particular that this gentleman really loves, and it is the 3g3 Catalan. And you play the 3g3 Catalan so that your opponent can't play the Queen's Indian, because if you play bishop g2, well, they can't put the bishop on b7. The move order here in the Catalan matters, because I could go for a Queen's Indian. I won't, but, you know, I play the Queen's Indian a few times. It's depressing. So we're going to have a Catalan. I mean, if he goes for this, he might not, but I would be shocked if he decided to mix it up. But that's, you know, that's not my responsibility. I'm going to go d5 if he plays knight f3. And then we're going to have to, we're going to have to do something here. So there's a lot of lines in the Catalan. You know, I can take on c4. In my online games, I've been playing this bishop d7, bishop c6, very, very provocative system where you give away your light squared bishop and you let white have theirs. It's positionally pretty stupid for black, but the general idea is you play h5, h4 at some point. It's just very good for blitz. I'm not going to play it in classical, but I've played a lot of things against the Catalan over my lifetime, and they're all equally depressing. So when I saw that Ivan plays the Catalan, I kind of grimaced and wanted to call him and ask him if he really likes living. I'm not threatening him. I'm just like, why do you play the Catalan? Like, why does anybody play the Catalan? I think you should be a prerequisite of 2550 to play Catalan. Like but yeah. So he has a very annoying repertoire, and Catalan is something he likes. So most likely it will be that, unless he surprises me. 4th round, I am playing with the white pieces against Robert Shlekhtenko, another teenager who has been crushing tournaments recently. He's played in a couple of tournaments that I've played in, but he's been in the IM section, and he's like won all of those sections. So you got 7 points, like a 7.5. He just crushes people in those sections. I'm actually happy I'm with white against him. I think he's a little bit more predictable with black than with white, but actually... yeah, I mean, I don't know. He might, you know, I think I saw him play some Slav or semi-Slav setup, but all these teenagers nowadays are super booked up. So they're like using Chessable, they're using all these different courses. So you just got to get them somewhere where they're, you know, not super familiar with the position. I don't know if I've played him online, actually. I don't think so. Yeah, he doesn't have he never had a public username, I don't think. Like Balaji, I played when his account said his name, so I don't know about Robert. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go d4 or c4. We'll see. I still need to flip a coin and decide, but most likely it's going to be d4, and then I imagine that he either plays something theoretical like the Grunfeld. Nobody plays King's Indian anymore, unfortunately. You know, it's gonna be some e6 or some semi-Slav or something, or some Nimso. It's just the meta right now. It's what everybody's going for. So if I utilize something in game 2 against Eric Lee, I'm going to actually have to make an adjustment against Robert. That's kind of interesting. Like in a Norm event, you can track people's games live as they go. 5th round, I'm playing against Jason Liang, who's an IM. I don't know a lot about Jason. But I have played him online. Whether his openings online relate to his openings over the board or not, I have no idea. But this guy is good. This guy's quite good, and I've seen him play against some of my friends, and he's crazy strong. He will play like d4 some games. He'll just play an opening he's never played before. He'll play e4. Like this dude last tournament played a Dragon Sicilian. So for those of you that don't know, the Dragon Sicilian being one of the craziest openings in chess, this dude played the Dragon with black like he'd never played it in his life. He just played it, like, out of nowhere, I think. So he can play anything. He's studying openings all the time. So this game is going to be a pain, but maybe I'll surprise him. I don't know. Maybe I'll play the England Gambit. Maybe he'll blunder a queen over the board. You know, I'll play, like, what is that? What is that England Gambit trap? Some bishop c5, d... Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll play a Stafford Gambit. I won't. Now, round 6 to 8 are crazy. So if you had the patience to make this far in the video... round 6 to 8 are completely nuts. So first, I'm playing 3 GMs in a row, round 6 to 8. I'm playing Theodoru, who I've played twice with black. He beat me to get his GM norm and become a GM a couple months ago. I'm going to play white against him, and all I know about Theodoru, my man loves the King's Indian. So he plays this with white and with black. It's really funny. He plays knight f3, g3, bishop g2, but with white and with black. he plays some really weird King's Indians too. I've seen him play King's Indians where he doesn't castle. It's actually kind of fascinating. He and I mean, I'm obviously butchering the move order a little bit, but he will play some King's Indians where he plays like this. It's super fascinating. Like he'll play h5, and then what he'll do is he'll in some positions he'll trade the dark square bishop on h6, and he won't even castle, and then he'll try to attack you on the other side of the board. He plays the super obscure King's Indian positions, but I assume he'll play King's Indian, so you know I'll have to prepare something for him. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have some fun. Maybe I'll play Trimpowski. I don't know. Yeah, he is a, I just said nobody plays King's Indian. He plays it, and he plays it at an extremely high level. So 2577 GM, he just played in the World Rapid and Blitz. After that, I have 2 games with black against the remaining 2 GMs. So Jurabek, I played with white in 2018 or 19. I don't even remember at this point, to clinch my IM title. He plays e4. He's an e4 lord. Like, he only plays e4. He actually plays Caro-Kann himself. So we might have some interesting battle there. I've seen him play everything. I mean, I think I've seen him play 2 knights, Caro with white. He's got a very set repertoire. Like, he plays 90% same openings all the time, which is good for him. I don't know how he does it. I would get so bored. But like, for example, with white, you know, he plays the Scotch, and then when you play main line, he plays 4 knights Scotch, which is just supposed to be equal for white. Like, there's not really any chance for an advantage, but he plays it all the time, and he has like a 90% win rate with it. So, yeah, I mean, I expect e4 this game. I'll go for c6, and I don't know what he's going to play. Maybe he'll play in advance. I don't know. I have legit no idea. I'm going to look at his Caro-Kann games online, look at his Caro-Kann games over the board, but it's going to be e4, c6 for sure. Going to be 2 Caro lords going at it. Round 8, I'm playing Gabor Nagy from Hungary, who I have played before, only in Blitz, though. We played in Czech Republic in a Blitz game, and it was a weird game. I played d5, and then at some point, I think I played b5. So I played something like this. And we had a very strange game. Like, something like this was our game. A4, B4, C4. So he played this line against me, which we just saw in the game Panzer versus Niemann, if you watched my video. Yeah, I mean, it was something like this. And he tortured me for a little bit, then I escaped, and he offered me a draw. I had no time, so I took it. Do I expect him to play knight f3? Yeah, I mean, I expect knight f3 or d4, c4. Pretty unpredictable guy. Hopefully at this point in the tournament, I just need to draw for a GM norm, so I'm just gonna, you know, draw him in 15 moves, and then everybody will go home. But I have no idea. I mean, I'm expecting knight f3 is relatively hard to pinpoint with what he'll play. And in the final round, I'm playing Kevin Wang, who I played in the last GM round robin, except I was with black. Kevin plays the Semislav, so I'm pretty sure that Kevin plays this move order. He will probably play a Nimso if I allow it. And he will, I think I saw him play a Semislav last tournament. So in all likelihood, this will be the opening position of the final round. And then Yamans is going to have to choose to go for some Miran or some classical bishop g5 or a g3 or some sideline. I don't know. But I've literally tried all of those things. I've played queen b3, queen d3, bishop g5, e3, and g3. I have played everything against the Semislav because to me, it is the most annoying opening in chess to deal with. Just saying. Final thing I wanted to show you was the game that Balaji actually made me retire in. This is in, I believe, 2018. This was the final game of a summer where I became an IM and then fell 60 points. And this is the position. This is the position where I am up 2 pawns in a queen and bishop endgame. And we both have like a minute, so we both have very low time, but it's not that hard to win. And actually what I do here is I just sack my b pawn and I push my pawn to a7. So I'm completely protected. Balaji goes back to guard here. And if you'd like to pause and find the easiest way for white to win this, you absolutely can. I didn't find it. I actually did not find the easiest way to win this position with a minute on the clock. I'm going to give you like 3 seconds to pause and try to figure it out. But basically, I was like, well, I can queen and win the bishop. And ultimately, that's what I did. I just gave a couple checks, and then I queened, and I won his bishop, and I thought... Like, I gave another check, hoping he'd go to the back rank. I thought, okay, I'm going to win this game easy. I have a bishop. He does not have a bishop. What's funny is I'm winning here much easier. So what I can do here is I can give him this check. I can hit his king, pin his bishop to his queen, And when the king goes to the back rank, like anywhere, I make this queen. Now, what I hallucinated, I think, during the game was that he can play queen d4 check here. And then I can only go to h2, and he goes queen f2, and he mates me. I just forgot that it was check. So if he takes me, I take his queen. So that just wins on the spot. I have to pin his bishop to his queen. I promote with check. He can't mate me, and I do this. But in time trouble, your brain does insane things. So in time trouble, I just completely forgot that this was a check. And so I mean, this is just ladder mate, right? I take his queen. I didn't see that. I just didn't see this pattern at all. And instead, what I did is I went into this endgame, and he won one of my pawns, and I gave him a million checks, and I checked him, and I just can't win. Like, maybe an engine finds a way forward here, but with a minute on my clock, I couldn't find a way out of perpetual check, and if I go take his pawn, he just takes mine. Or he gives me a perpetual, right? Well, he would just give me a perpetual, but if my king somehow was safe, he would just take my pawn. And what ended up happening in this game is I shuffled endlessly. I just couldn't find the win. We got to 2 pawns versus 1. Now, queen and bishop versus queen is a draw. Just so you understand, the queens are just too powerful. And what ended up happening is, you know, we shuffled around and we had to agree. By the way, I didn't play queen e8 hanging my queen. Apologies. That was I don't know, this was some sort of board relay error. We just repeated moves. The reason we repeated moves is that even if I do this, normally this is a winning endgame. It doesn't matter though, because I have the wrong pawn promoting. So I have the wrong color corner. And it's just a draw. He can just go to h8 and lose both pawns. Completely insane throw by me. It was made in 9. Literally, he saved the position where it was checkmate in 9 moves, and that was the game that made me withdraw from that tournament, and ultimately finished off a summer where I became an IM in June, and I lost 70 points by the end of August, and I quit chess for a few years. So we have an anime-style matchup in the first round of this tournament. Yeah, and I just wanted to make this, you know, little update video because Tata Steel is starting, and I don't want you guys to be in the comments section of my recaps like, yo, you gonna do the recaps? Yeah, I will. I will do recaps of Tata Steel. Yes, this is the announcement. The announcement is that the tournament is coming up. Games will be broadcasted. I'm trying to get chess.com and chess24 games, the games up on those websites. And yeah, links to both tournaments will be in the description, and that's about it. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know it's gonna be a brief video, but appreciate the support nonetheless. And that's it. I will see you for the recap of round number 1. Get out of here.